Hello everyone, my name is Ankit Lawade. Today is 7th of May 2022 and the topic for the today's video is legacy classes in collection in Java. So this is my first video in this particular topic. Now let us see first what are the legacy classes in Java. So in the explanation we see that in the past decade the collection framework didn't include in Java. In the early version of Java we have several classes and interfaces which allow us to store objects. After adding the collection framework in JSC 1.2 for supporting the collection framework, these classes we are re-engineered. These classes were re-engineered. So classes and interface that form the collection framework in the older version of Java are known as the legacy classes. For supporting generic in JDK 5, these classes were re-engineered. All the legacy classes are synchronized and the java.util package defines the following legacy classes. First one is hash table, then stack, dictionary, properties and vector. Now we will see these classes one by one in detail. So the first one is vector class. Vector is a special type of array list that defines a dynamic array. Array list is not synchronized while vector is synchronized. The vector class has several legacy methods that are not present in the collection framework. Vector implements iterable after the release of JDK 5 that defines the vector is fully compatible with collection, and vector elements can be iterated by the for each loop. Now there are four constructor of vector classes. The first one is vector. It is used when we want to create a default vector having the initial size of 10. Then vector int size. It is used to create a vector of specified capacity. It accepts size as a parameter to specify the initial capacity. The third one is vector int size and int increment, that is INCR. It is used to create a vector of specified capacity. It accepts two parameter, size and increment parameter to specify the initial capacity and the number of elements to allocate each time when a vector is resized for the addition of object. Then the fourth one is vector collection C. It is used to create a vector with the same element which are present in the collection. It accepts the collection as a parameter. Now the next is hash table class. So the hash table class is similar to that of the hash map. It also contains the data into key or value pairs. It doesn't allow to entry any null key and value because it is synchronized. Just like vector, hash table also has the following four constructor. The first is hash table. It is used when we need to create a default hash table having size 11. Then second is hash table int size. It is used to create a hash table of the specified size. It accepts size as a parameter to specify the initial size of it. Then third is hash table int size or float fill ratio. It creates the hash table of the specified size and fill ratio. It accepts two parameters, that is size of type int and fill ratio of type float. The fill ratio must be between 0.0 to 1 and 1.0. The fill ratio parameter determines how full the hash table can be before it is resized upward. Then the next is property class. So property class extend hash table class to maintain the list of values. The list both the key and the value of type string. The property class has the following two constructors. The first is properties, which is used to create a properties object without having default values, and the second is properties, that in bracket properties prop default, which is used to create the property object using the specified parameter of properties type for its default value. The main difference between the hash table and properties class is that in hash table we cannot set a default value so that we use it when no value is associated with a certain key. But in the property class we can set the default value. Now we will see the next class, that is stack class. So the stack class extend vector class which follows the last in first out principle for its element. The stack implementation has only one default constructor, that is stack, and which is used to create a stack without having any elements. There are some method which can be used in stack class, that is push method, pop method, pick method, empty method, and search method. Now we will see the dictionary class. The dictionary class operates much like maps and represent the key value storage repository. The dictionary class is an abstract class that stores the data into the key or value pair. We define the dictionary as a list of key or value pair. Also, the dictionary class provides the following method. The first is the put method, that is having parameter k, that is key, and v value. This method is used to add a key value pair to the dictionary. And the second is the element method, which is used to get the value representation in the dictionary. Then the is empty method, which is used to check whether the dictionary is empty or not. And the keys, that is which method is used to get the key representation in the dictionary. And the size method, which is used to get the size of the dictionary. This is all about the legacy classes in collection which are used in Java. Thank you.